All right, hey everyone, welcome to day 12 of One Daily Thought. And today we're going to start talking about signaling. And probably going to do several episodes on this. But to start, just talk about what signaling is and look at it in the animal kingdom. So, signaling, if from a human perspective first, is just basically an act of professing or in some way indicating a value or you hold or quality that you have. So, not surprisingly, this is not something innate to humans. It's something that's done all the time in the animal kingdom. And there's a whole field of signaling theory that actually studies this. And very interesting. And again, you could probably, read on about this for a year, or take courses or read papers, but I want to just kind of convey what the overall concept is. So, I think the best example to look at that is a gazelle's act of what's called studding, which is basically a fancy term for jumping up really high in the air above the grasses in a savanna when a predator is nearby. So at first glance, this would make almost no sense. Why would you, one, give up your location, and two, use up a lot of energy at the same time just to, show a predator where you are? It would appear to have no purpose. But if you believe in evolution, which I think thankfully everyone does, this behavior exists for a reason. It must have some evolutionary benefit. So, what could that be? And signaling theory would state, and I think this is, as far as I understand, fairly well accepted. I'm sure there could be criticisms of it, but that this is what we would call an honest signal of the gazelle's fitness. So, basically what this gazelle is actually saying, if we were to personify the gazelle and the lion chasing it, this gazelle is saying that, hey, I am super fit, I can waste energy jumping up the air, you can see where I am, you're not going to catch me, deal with it. And the lion, would, if being rational again, personifying it, say, oh, well, yeah, that gazelle is really fit, like it showed me that, I'm going to look for easier prey. And so that said, the lion would. Now, what makes this tricky, and the gazelles, it's not really a good case because this honest signal has a very high cost associated with it in terms of the energy and giving up the location. And that cost is actually what makes honest signals effective. And to demonstrate that, we'll now jump to a different example, which can get us into what a dishonest signal would be. And so with a certain type of crab, and I forget exactly the type, this is actually borrowed from the Wikipedia page on signaling theory, but a crab that has a very large claw to fight with, its claw, when it initially grows it, is very heavy and very powerful. But after it loses a fight, the men have to fight basically to gain the mating preferences of the female. Just how that species has evolved. The crab's, the loser of that fight, rather, his claw falls off. So these crabs actually do grow another arm, or another crab arm. But this one is much lighter and much weaker than the initial one, but still looks the same from the outside. So this gives these crabs, and this is again behavior that's been observed in nature, the ability to basically bluff or provide a dishonest signal by growing a huge arm that's actually very weak. And basically being able to bluff, in this case, which could have a high cost if they're wrong, because their arm is weak and they would inevitably lose the fight, but can be effective. And so that then makes, again, that signaling mechanism means that, because there are dishonest signals, then, create a world where kind of similar to poker, right? With bluffing, you don't necessarily know what is true or what is an honest signal because there's the existence of dishonest signals. So this all is, I think, intellectually interesting, but maybe doesn't necessarily appear all that, practical, or you can kind of see where it becomes practical. But we're going to talk more tomorrow about what this means for humans. So stay tuned.